Greetings and welcome to the show. I'm here with Brabdo and Forlo and Colin, and we're doing a video game book club where
Joe.
we play a game, and then if you beat the game, and you get to pick it when your time comes around. Uh, it was Brabdo's pick this month. Brabdo, what'd you pick?
Reynatis.
Reynatis.
Spell
Reynatis.
that.
Reynatis.
I kept getting
Say-
the name of this game wrong all month.
Yeah.
Call it
Every time it was
Reynatis.
something different. It was something different
Yeah,
every time.
Reynalis, Reynatis,
I mean, you're horrible with names.
Reynalis. Yeah, no, it was bad. All right, who wants to go over the story?
There was one of those in this game?
Okay, so just like it's kind of like a My Hero Academia situation where some of the people have like superpowers. Okay, they're wizards in a way. The only way you get to be a wizard is if you have a pure bloodline, or if you like have a near death experience that causes you to awaken like wizard powers. Okay. So, of all the people that have become wizards, they fall into three different camps. There's the guild, okay, which is basically like the fuck you want to do, you tell me situation. And then there's like the MEA, which is like the be like the police, okay? We're going to make sure that bad things never happen in public via wizardry. And then there's like a third group that's like the Council of Wizards. That's like the whole thing. But anyways, turns out, things happen with both of these organizations and they converge. And then things happen basically.
There's
What
a
are
lot
the
of drug
replicants?
addicts.
Oh yeah. I forgot. So there's like a drug that can give you kind of like pseudo magical powers, but it's also extremely highly addictive and it turns you into a monster.
The rub.
Yeah,
Yeah, rub.
the rub rub, dude. The rub.
Wait, so what are replicants?
Replicants? Oh, those are wizards who are not pure bloodline.
And you can't trend on Twitter. If you start trending on Twitter, they send out max tech.
Yeah, that's the jank part of the story. Is it sounds cool when it's that
They just don't
like
understand.
wizard society thing, but then it turns more into like a pop culture thing where you're sucking on graffiti art for magic powers and people are magicking and tweeting about it, And it's like,
Story's fucking
Yeah, I mean, like,
horrible.
it's better than Code Vein.
It's not.
I wanted to.
It's not better than any of the games I've played on Book Club.
When I started the game, I thought that it was like a cop game, where you play like a wizard cop, which you sort of do, kinda. You're in an organization that gets drug addicts off the streets, but it's not a cop game at all. It's a transport yourself to a forest and fight the boss game.
It's literally based off this whole trope called red Oni, blue Oni.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's just old Japanese folklore, like red bad, blue good. That's the whole fucking game. That's why at the end of the game, that's the fucking bad and the good. It's fucking stupid, dude.
Both bad.
So where do we go first? Because I got a list for all of them.
All
Where do we
right.
go?
Well, I want to start out with the ability to beat certain waves of enemies without pressing a single button.
So what type of game is it to start with, I guess?
It is a third-person action game.
Third-person action.
Yeah, it got a similar combat style to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, worse.
You could say it's a hack and slash.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worse, but
No,
just
this
to
is
give an
closer
idea
to
of what-
fucking something like Hyrule Warriors than Kingdom Hearts, dude.
Yeah, very
No.
mashy.
No,
It
no,
is
Kingdom
very,
Hearts-
very-
Which I don't like also, is vastly more tactical and demanding than a game that you can beat with
Yeah.
literally one fucking button.
This is a game you can beat with no buttons. Sometimes.
Then you
I did
can't beat
beat-
it.
Then let's talk about combat, and I'm super down to talk about combat, dude.
All right. So the combat starts out serviceable.
Well, actually, hold on. It
And
starts out
then-
horrible because you literally, for about an hour-ish, only have access to one button.
You gotta unlock that second button.
There's a system that goes off of a meter, alright? And you build up your meter to do your super move, but if you're out of meter, you go to defense stance. But you can switch to defense stance whenever you want, and if you're in defense stance, the game will pause and tell you to hold a
What if
button when an enemy
what if we
attacks
made
you.
Parry Slop a 7,000 frame quick time event where you have about a half an hour to hit the button and it's automatic, dude?
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Dude,
and
I
then
literally got one singular fight throughout the entire thing because I paused and then got up, came back, unpaused while I was doing stuff that I got a 4-star, not a 5-star on. And there's no difficulty slider or choices or anything like that, and the game just lets you, like, walk through it.
so later in the game, when you're in defense stance, you can do the dodge thing or the parry thing, however you wanna say it, but at some point, you're able to unlock a ability that when you're in defense stance, dodges for you, and that is how you beat waves of enemies without pressing a single button. Because if
And
you
by the
have a wave
way,
of e
defensive stance isn't an actual defensive stance. It's Frank's making it sound cooler than it is. It's just not offensive stance. It's the other stance. It's the not having a sort of do nothing. If I get hit, I can actually get a quick time event. But that's
You're
the only
also
uniqueness.
you're also forced to be in this stance because you can only be in offensive stance so much as you have MP, and
Yeah,
MP
it's
constantly drains.
recharge to go back into offensive stance.
Like in
Right.
Tekken, if you just got
and
jabbed for 40 minutes and you just blocked by pressing nothing. That's the whole fucking game, dude. Someone jabbing you and you blocking the shit out of it.
You get auto parries on depressing nothing. Yeah.
And I can understand, like, wanting to interact with the defensive stance, like, mode, but I didn't think at any point that auto attacks needed to take the bar away. I felt like auto attacks should not have taken the bar away, and maybe I would feel a
Wait,
little
but
bit
if you
differently.
literally take that
Um,
mechanic out,
It would
there's
just be
nothing.
you would
There's
literally
nothing.
yeah, then there's nothing.
Which I'm not even advocating for it because it's still a shit mechanic and the whole combat system's garbage, but you literally take that layer out and you would just mash square.
That's better than El
You would
Shaddai.
just mash square. That's crazy. Like we call that the 1159 cope.
Uh-huh. And adjacently, the enemy design, there's about 3 fucking enemies in the whole game. They don't change in any way except for realistically, I'm being hyperbolic, but there's like 10, actually, 10 enemies in the game. And they just scale in how big they are and how much health and damage they do. And the only unique enemy that has any unique mechanic whatsoever is an enemy that forces you to sit and watch it shield for 30 seconds until it attacks you so that you can do the parry slop quick time event
Auto dodge.
to break its shield to attack
I
it.
did
That
I
is
did
the worst enemy in any video game I've ever fought.
I did discover that you can force break this enemy's shield with
Yeah,
enough
you can
damage.
force kill it before it puts its shield up, and you can
No,
ult
no,
it
not
to kill
even.
it, and that's
You
just a
can you
waste
can
of your time.
you can blow up its shield with enough stacks.
or
I've
you
done
can
it.
stand
So,
next
yeah,
to
like I
it.
said, you can ult it, and they just die instantly as well.
Right.
But it's not worth it at all. So, like,
There's a
what kind
boss
of enemy is that? You're designed to wait.
And there's a boss near the end of the game that utilizes 5 of them, and you have to kill all 5 before you can start damaging the boss, and then in its second phase, 5 more spawn, and you have to kill them again. Not a fun
There's
boss.
also probably not even like lying, less than 20 environments.
Oh, what do you mean 20? Nah, none of the forests are count. You can't
Well,
put a filter over the green
hold
forest and
on,
call it
hold
new
on.
forest. There's the city and there's
I'll
the
count
forest, and
each
that's it.
city section as its own like environment.
No, me too. That's
Okay.
fair. That's fair. But as
There
actual
might be like
scenes,
12.
there's the forest and there's the
Desert,
city,
the
and
desert.
that's it. And you're right. No, you're right. There is 4 areas in the
And the
desert.
museum,
That
Yeah,
doesn't count.
the
S
artist place, the museum. How does that
the
not count?
rub
'Cause that's
factory.
part of a different area, is it not? It's not its own fucking the museum, you can't
Yeah,
go
and then
inside it,
there's
it's the
a
museum
factory.
area,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Listen,
There's
Like, what are
5
we
areas.
talking
listen, I gave
about?
him less than 20, which isn't very impressive anyway.
Yeah.
We'll go with 12.
So
Yeah.
I didn't know that the forest was a different forest until chapter 16, and that's because it was told to me via lore reasons. Now, I have an omission, and I have to admit something. Um, so I played this game straight for 28 of the 33 chapters,
Oh,
and then at
Unadvisable.
chapter 28, I played the game as fast as humanly possible. Is there any story that I missed from chapter 28 to 33?
the
You missed
end?
about all the story because it happens in about the last of those chapters. And 2, being a game with only a fucking Japanese like, it's only in Japanese. There's no English. But they put all the fucking, like they
That
put
is
all the
annoying.
dialogue between the characters while you're fighting enemies in the bottom fucking corner, and they expect you to fight enemies and read. It's fucking stupid.
Also, Burger King's in this game.
I don't know. And, the world ends with you cameo.
That too.
Forget.
Um, so yeah, combat was very trivial.
Torrid.
There was some portions that I died. I kept dying at this one portion where I'm on stairs and this guy keeps beating me up. But you're supposed to just run away.
Well, there
And
I
then
don't know,
ooh,
by the end, I
fast
kind
travel.
of oh, yeah, the game has a fast travel. I did not realize
oh, yeah,
this.
that's my favorite part.
And
This goes
so
into gameplay. So they have fast travel, and then they have this pointless mechanic where when you do a fucking battle in the overworld, everyone starts fucking recording you and putting you on social media.
I almost snapped one of those
So,
times, dude, when it
It's
was
fucking
bugging.
it's fucking no, but the dumb thing is you could literally just fast travel anywhere and it stops. Whole mechanic is pointless. It serves no purpose. What the fuck is the point if you can just if it happens and I can literally just click in the menu and make it stop?
I
Someone
mean,
magic.
beyond that, even if you
Just
don't
walk
do
to the
that,
next area.
the consequence is you get attacked, and then you just die and then come back to exactly where you were before you got attacked and died
Without aggro.
without the
Fucking
aggro. So it's just a time waster
just
for no
it
No,
reason.
like, the game as a whole, like, it seems like the type of game that allows you to get through it so easily in combat and gameplay to really showcase art elements or a storyline, and it just missed on both of those. So it feels like it's just kind of, like, empty.
there's just so much like
I don't know.
there's all these fucking side quests. They all just give you the same reward essentially, which is money, and you can't buy anything. You just buy items you don't need. There's like 0 RPG elements.
There's one item that you get, and the only item that I ever bought, basically, throughout the entire run is the revive your whole party. That's right, this is party-based. I bet you guys forgot that there's multiple characters. Um, so there's a hammer chick that is useless, and there is a snake chick that is pretty useless, and there's the dude
Whoa,
with
she's
the
got an
lance
infinite, what do you mean?
the dude with the lance sword, that guy's goated.
The land oh, that
And
that's a
then we
pencil.
got
It's a mechanical pencil.
Lunacy Ravenswheel, that chick's good. The gun guy who's awesome.
Who is the best guy in the game.
You're
And then
deranged.
my favorite Punch Guy's really cool. I like playing Punch Guy. I don't know any of these people's names, by the way.
Yeah.
Dogo or
Yeah.
something.
You got Dogo, you got Yukai, you got Sari, you got Marinin, you got Moa, you got the other ones. I feel like that's
Yeah,
enough.
I got all of
Okay.
them.
Good enough. That's fair. Um, there's one thing that I did like, and it was a character design thing. There's this bald guy, but he has like an orca, like dolphin forehead. And he gets the shit kicked out of
You
him,
like
but
the
he has a ridiculous
PS2
forehead.
rendered character, dude. There's no way.
Yeah, graphics are not incredible.
Dude, this is some shit you'd find in the Walmart budget bin for $5. This feels like a PS2 game.
Brad, are you glad you picked this instead of me?
You know, things could have been worse. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. This is pretty bad, man.
Oh, we'll have to find out, and we'll have to find out in 3
It's
months.
pretty bad, man.
So, like, the I can't speak much on the story because
It's
I did a bad, and
L
I just
no,
walked
dude,
through the
listen,
end of
even
the
if you
game.
look up the story, people don't even know what the fuck it's about.
Well, I went through, like, 80% of the game, and I still didn't know what was going on when they were telling me what was going on. It was a whole lot of fucking nothing. That's what was going on for 28 chapters.
Dude, and
Um,
I forgot about this shit. What about the fucking
To be fair, most of the story is, supplemented via
oh,
random
yeah, I
text
was about to
message
say,
conversations between the characters,
that's a horrible fucking system.
which is, like, it's ass, but I kinda see what they were trying to go
No, it's
for.
Do you have to scroll? You have to like, "Oh, look, I got a notification here. Oh, I gotta wait for them to
Yeah,
fucking
the
type."
fact okay, it would've been a lot better if the new notifications appeared at the top every time. I don't know why they don't.
It made me stop
That
using
yeah,
it
doesn't really
because
make
it's
any sense.
fucking it's just too obnoxious to use. Like, it's completely
well,
ruined.
I do
you
kind of like, I see what they were going for, and I wish that there was a better version of that in, like, other games that have confusing stories.
I mean, I got the text message at the start of the game, and then I don't think I opened my phone to look at another text message throughout the rest of the game. Because it's not like a Persona where it's like, "Hey, call this guy," or, "Hey, text this person," and it's not like
That's
any
a
of
game
that.
that
The
does it
game at
right.
no point this game at no point is like, "Yeah, you know what does it right? Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is like, call Wakanda, tell her what's up, message Judy, tell her that you fucking did the thing, and it forces you into the thing to complete the quest. Now you could just exit out or you could read it, but it's right there in front of you. Do I wish this game? Do I think Reynatis was like, "Oh yeah, let's open our fucking phone after every mission?" No. But I feel like I would have gotten more of whatever they were trying to explain. Um uh, I know there's a chalice. There's a chalice, and then it breaks, and then w s
There's more than one.
and then somebody's like, "I don't even want the chalice anymore." And then apparently Reynatis is a place.
No, no,
It's
Reynatis is an event.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
an
don't even
event.
Well, he stopped paying attention at the
let me
end.
I'll explain. Yeah. The Reynatis is, well, there's a place, it's not ca it's called something else, I don't remember, and then, it's like a sea, it's like a magical sea of, like, red waves,
It's
and
wizard
then
blood.
there's a time that comes called yeah, wizard blood, called Reynatis, in which all of the people who have wizard powers will no longer have wizard powers unless they possess one of these chalices that hold wizard blood temporarily. So basically, the whole game is a power grab situation where they're trying to acquire these chalices so that they can have wizard powers by the end of the events of the game. But then you end up basically killing each and every person that has a chalice, and that's pretty much the things that go down.
Such a horrible story.
There's,
I don't even have a
there's a
comment
lot of
on the story. It's so
It's just
nothing.
and that's the other thing. It's so cookie cutter and base when you actually, like, go through it and figure it out, but it's so confusing that you can't even get into it.
Well, that's what the whole game felt like. It's like very like we pick RPG as the genre, and it's an anime
Yeah.
RPG, and it's gonna be this kind. Like it seemed like everything was the most generic mid thing they possibly could have done, and then they also did it poorly.
Which makes for the worst
they
games.
they they add some they add some cringe dialogue, and you could say it's charming, but it's more cringe than charming. Cause
This game has
like,
no charm.
what
Where
what
where the fuck's the
one
charm?
conversation one conversation is
The
this
Twitch
chick
Yugi
going, "I'm
Cat
just a
emoji.
so, like, I don't know, like, there's really not much to say, like, the f the characters', clothes are good sometimes. Not all of them though.
That's a take. No. I'm not even gonna co-sign, that's stupid. What do you mean? They're good sometimes, but not all the times.
You don't like Marin's red tail with his all white suit?
Hard for me
What
it's hard
the
for me to care
the
about
the
that.
furry deluxe edition skin that not
Yeah, that's
everybody
not
gets?
base, dude. We're talking about some DLC shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What were you playing?
What else?
I saw that and I said, "No, I'm not putting that on."
All right. Everyone,
Just-
name one good thing about the game.
No.
I
Okay,
can't. I
let's do
can't.
it.
So I'm out. I don't think 4 can either. We got
Dude.
I'm gonna try, bro.
we got
in.
two enjoyers.
I think it's good that this game allows you to skip
No,
cutscenes if
we
you want.
can't. That's dumb. Oh,
Why is that dumb? Indiana Jones has a full game of
That's the
unskippable
game.
cutscenes. It's not always a feature.
I don't know why you played the Indiana
that's
Jones
the
game
whole
without
point of
wanting
the
to watch the
game.
cutscenes. It's kind of the whole idea.
All right. So your one
Ah.
good thing is the game has a feature that 90% of games have.
Um, I like the ideas, just not in
The
practice.
fuck does that mean? What idea did you like?
I like the idea of like the party-based combat system that they have going with the kits that they have, but all of them really boil down to spam your attack until you spam your special attack. But use all of the sub-special attacks to drain your meter to 0, and then you do your super special attack, because once you do your super special attack, your meter is all dead anyway, so you don't wanna do it at full. But, yeah, it's better in concept than it is in practice. I liked that.
Yeah, I'm still in
No,
Frank's
fuck
adjacent
no, we're
to
not
that.
just using all the same
yeah.
thing.
No. Yeah. No, listen, listen, no, I've got more. No, but unironically, like, the combat, were glimpses where I was like, "Oh," like, like, I was excited, and then they never built on it, and genuinely, like, I think an RPG that has, like, a party-based system where you're doing the the tag swap stuff, like, that was enjoyable, where you do, like, a combo or whatever, dodge out the way, swap into your homie, you get the iframes, they fly in, do a hit or whatever, like, that would be enjoyable, you know? It's just like, in this game, when you do that, by the time the person flies in, you're out of meter, and you drop to the ground and do auto parries for a little while, when it could be, like, a full team thing where you're setting up cool moves into different stuff that buff or power up the next this thing, or like it could be a whole system that was really cool for the combat, and it just wasn't.
Two things. One, I like that you can use an item on every frame.
That's not a.
That's pretty hilarious.
I don't know how you figured that out.
I put the item on and I pressed the button once and it used the item and I still took more damage. So I pressed the item a couple more times and I realized you can dead ass just spam the item use button while you're taking damage and you just will never die. And because I had accumulated something like 239 base potions,
I think
by
that
the
was
time I was
also.
fighting a boss that was actually taking my health down, that I figured you could just use them over and
I
over
think
again.
that was also a DLC
yeah.
privilege. There was one
Really?
point I finally looked in my items, and I was like, "What in the fuck?" Because like I had like 30 of everything, 300 basic potions. Like
No, I mean, you pick them
I
up
was like, yeah,
just
but I
as you
didn't pick
walk
up
around.
Yeah, a lot of the
500
bigger good
items. I'm
items.
certain of that. Like you know what I mean? Like
I'm
No,
pretty
the
sure
deal-
you just
when we
like,
boot
get
the
stuff
game
as,
up-
like, from rewards.
Yeah.
at the beginning when you
we
first
get-
go in, it goes pa-ching, pa-ching,
You do,
pa-ching,
like-
pa-ching, gives you a bunch of them.
Oh, maybe. I didn't use any other items, just literally the potion.
Hey man,
That's
you
what
don't
I
really
used.
like to be honest.
You didn't
Like
really need it.
you don't need the.
Oh, the
fucking-
one boss was like super ass. The one that threw
The factory boss.
that throws shit at you, and you're like, I could not figure out how to actually avoid taking damage there. So instead, I just
That boss
spammed
is
the
horrible. It's like,
use the item
Power up
button
the
to
fucking
not die.
tube things, and then you got to do it all over again before you can actually do damage. It's just fucking stupid.
But I did like about that boss is you can kill the first phase in like 7 seconds. Yeah. Oh, also thing number 2, I did eventually like stumble onto an entertaining game loop via a cool combination of moves to like build the combo meter, because the combo meter with a specific skill allows you to build like a 300 combo, which gives you like 200 plus damage. So you basically what I was doing was like building up the combo meter and then firing off the super move, and it would just nuke literally every item, every enemy on the screen. It was like big
I would
numbers.
just not
I was
do
like
that and
cool
then
at how
press
the
the
big numbers
super
were.
move, and then that would also happen.
The I have a second one. The idea of going to Babushka Forest and selling them your items to allow you to upgrade the wizards, because like you get two things for selling items. You get the money from it,
That's where
which
I'm
you
gonna
can
say
buy
it's
other items
dumb,
with.
Which
because
you don't need.
it gives you money, yes, but money is useless. So it's just a pointless step, because you have to go and sell
Yeah,
the item before you can
Dude,
upgrade.
the
Why can't you just
forest
upgrade the item with the item?
dude,
Yeah, that
the
was
forest
initially
is
very
cool.
confusing to me.
No, the forest is very cool that it exists like that, but they should have changed some part of it because, like, I shouldn't need to do any sort of random other gimmicky bullshit. I got my malice level to 0 and finished the game, and I had collected none of those items through normal gameplay. Why is that? You know what I mean? Like,
But I
why do
didn't
I
even
have
know
to
how to get them. I was gonna look it up, but I forgot.
like, that's
I
just
got them.
goofy, you know?
I got
Why
them
are
from just
we
like killing shit. But it's just not all of them though. There's like the end
well,
Of
ones.
my
all of them, though? Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
literally was 0 out of 1 on all of them, and I got 0 like, I did every side quest, killed every enemy that was in my path to where I needed to go.
Right. So, yeah, so
Like,
the
so
last one, it unlocks via you each character has, like, a unique item that unlocks their last thing. I
Yes,
have no idea how to get it.
selling
It's
shit
definitely
and
to
not
get the
through any of
upgrade
the
is
normal
stupid.
quest
Only because
lines.
if money was useful, then it'd be like, cool,
Yeah,
I
it
get
doesn't make
like
any
2
sense.
for 1, but money is completely useless. So it's just like an extra step for nothing.
what I don't like about Babushka Forest is when you do sell your gemmies to them, you can't just sell them all at once. There's no sell all button. You have to go down and individually sell all of them.
Just an
Um,
annoying time
That's why I
waster.
think it's dumb. It's
and
just like
that yeah,
you're
that
selling the
aggravated
thing to
me.
get the thing to upgrade. It made no sense. Exactly. You have
It's like, "Why not just give me
the
the thing?"
thing.
Like, why the extra step? Also, even more importantly than that, this freaking thing doesn't even unlock until chapter 14. So, like, everything up to chapter 14, it's like nothing. 'Cause you know how, like, in, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 where, like, you know, you're, like, a squishy, like, with no abilities, no healing, nothing. You're like that for, like,
But
at
this
least
game
25,
desperate, like, I
30%
don't
of this
even
game,
love, like,
which is, like,
just
really
jamming
stupid.
RPG elements into games, but this game needed something because it literally has no, like, honestly real RPG elements. If I had, like, new weapons or something besides
Yeah.
upgrading wizards, which is fucking pointless. You don't even need to do it.
I really and I felt that the 2
It's so limited.
ability thing was it's just so like you have to pick between 2 abilities. You're like, I really wish I could
There's so
do
many too,
more than
but it's
2
like, yeah.
things with
yeah,
my
man,
character.
and
Right.
what and
Because I needed to, like,
unfortunately
have more stuff and then rebalance the game to, like, actually allow you to take advantage of these things.
yeah, not only the active's decently useless because of the gameplay and how easy it is, etcetera, and it doesn't really matter anyways. The passives are even more useless. Like, they just sit there, yeah, you can switch them around, get more damage, this, that, by, like, a minor
Well, and
percentage,
also some of those
but, like,
passives,
Doesn't feel
and some of them I
nothing's
read them and
none
I'm
of
like,
those are
I have no
meaningful
fucking
at
clue what
all.
this even actually does.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah, and there's
Google it.
no
What the
description,
difference
really.
between
I
comprehension,
just I
precision,
just kept
awakening.
I just kept the experience up on everybody the whole
That's what
time,
I
and
yep,
I was a way higher level than I should have been, and
that was exactly
that
what I did.
outscaled the stats that I would have gotten by equipping
This game's
anything
also
else.
hard to even look up
So,
anything
shit
for
system.
because I don't think a lot of people played this shit. I don't think many people have beaten this game.
Nobody's talking about it. Yeah,
And even if they played
nobody
it, who's gonna make a forum post or some shit about this game after playing it?
yeah, I couldn't find many people discussing it or talking about it or posting information about it, so
Well, and maybe I feel as though this
Well,
kind of sucks coming off of Claire Obscure, which was a really, really, really story character driven game. But even in the sense of like Brave Fencer Musashi, Indiana Jones, Okami, all of these games, Kingdom Hearts, the whole series, even El Shaddai, they all had characters that I cared about a little bit. I didn't care about
But this
anyone
is
in
the problem.
Reynatis, not a
This
single
game is
person.
like
Not even a
the
little.
worst because it's completely nothing, bland, which is honestly worse than a shit game. 'Cause a shit game at least has like some charm to it in some way. But when your game is so completely mid, it's just void of any like redeeming quality.
And it's
See it
like
that
the
way, especially when a
characters
lot of games are like actually antagonistically bad. This game is at least not antagonistically bad. Like you can just go through it and be like,
you
okay,
can,
this thing to do, like Sudoku.
but like it's a party-based game where I didn't feel as though the party was like they're not even like using the power of friendship,
Well, yeah,
Like, did I
you
miss
missed
something
all.
here? Are they better friends than I think they are? Or
Nah,
are
you
they
missed,
also
well,
just,
one,
like,
all the text
jumbling
messages, and
around
two, all
together?
the conversations in Japanese where you have to fight enemies while reading, which is fucking impossible. So you have no idea what they're talking about.
Dude, the text messages are 95%.
And
Hey
they're so
guys, you
confusing
like my
because
haircut? Like,
yeah,
what
but
are
it's
we
so
talking
confusing
about?
on top of that because it's
Kinda
like
funny.
each text message is from the perspective of a different person. It's not like just you have the phone.
Right, you don't
Yeah,
even know who's
Literally.
why do I have everybody's phone?
right.
So you'll
Like,
yeah,
why
you'll
is
pick up
every
one
phone in
message
the
that's about
same
the same
messenger?
topic,
And
but just from a
Mm.
different fucking vantage point. It's like so confusing.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a
Music's
single
alright,
fucking
though.
song. Well, you know what I mean. I can't remember a
Well,
single
I
fucking
don't know the names
whimsical
of the
tune from this
songs.
shit.
It was decent.
It still blows my mind that the
Not all of
forests
them.
are different forests,
The
Like,
green forest is the green
are
forest, dude.
they?
Yeah,
You know what I
some
The
of
mean,
them
red
are the
bro?
one's the
same.
red one.
There's the boundary forest, there's the dominus forest, there's the third forest.
I also don't know where the sand level is in comparison to the city and the forest.
The
You
guild,
get what I'm saying? Like, I don't
it's
know where that
nowhere. The
is
guild,
comparatively.
it's basically
Yeah, there's
exists in like a
teleportations
different
everywhere.
realm, essentially.
Right.
Yes, it's Shibuya.
Is this
I do
Earth?
Yes, it's Earth. It's Tokyo. It's
Okay, well,
Japan.
I didn't know if it
Well,
was like some alternate dimension
I mean,
shit,
it is because we don't have wizards, but
I believe that the Reynatis exists in an alternate dimension, but other than that, I think it's
What'd you guys
all
think of the dragon?
alternate
it
dimension.
was dumb.
Dragon, the not dragon
There's
dragon.
nothing memorable about any of the shit.
Yeah, I
I
killed it
fought a
very
lot of
easily.
dragons. That dragon was,
Well, it's like all
not
the
the worst.
designs of the like
It was
enemies
pretty
too
mid.
fucking suck. I never fought something like, damn, this thing's sick. Like, oh, hey, you fight
You
40
like
times.
the rock golem with titties? Yeah,
And you run
Yeah,
up on it.
once
It's like,
again,
oh, the
10
first
enemies in the
boss, and then
game.
you run up on it again,
Yeah.
and then they teleport it into the city, and then you, yeah, then you run up on it again.
them. It's a
You're at the end of the fucking game. It's like,
Oh,
all right, we have to fight it one last fucking time. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it's gonna be really strong this time.
big.
I'm definitely not gonna mash square on it the whole fucking time.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Like
it was
those,
nuts.
then I like those guys better than the bosses because they only have one AoE attack, whereas as the game gets further along, the bosses just keep shitting out just huge fucking projectile boxes
What I
that
hated
take
too
up
is
the
like when
whole
you fight
stage.
members of the guild. Their first forms are kind of fun to fight, and then they go Alazaram, because they can't say Alakazam, and then they turn it. Really?
Never put two and two together
It's a
there.
wizard game, dude.
Genuinely.
But
I didn't think of
you
Alakazam.
tuned
which I
this
don't even
entire
fault you
game
'cause it's
out.
fucking very forgettable. But all their second forms suck. They're completely unfun to fight.
Had to lock in for the one guy. But other than that, that's how I developed the cheese strat because I used the one ability, and I realized that when you use it, they're stun locked for about 30 seconds, and you could do a lot in that 30 seconds. So I did.
I got something that I like. I like the jump. When you're walking throughout the city, you could jump, and
You
the
jump.
air
I
movement
don't
is
think you
crazy.
can even jump on anything though.
He likes to jump.
No, you can't. There's no traversal or platforming or any of that. This game doesn't.
There's actually wait at the I think in the
There is some,
factory
yeah.
level, there's some, and it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, we're doing this now. Like after all this time of
That
not
part's
doing
always
it.
it's
Oh, now we're
so
gonna
many
do
items you can
platforming.
find, all
But
fucking
I'm
pointless. All pointless.
right. Yeah, it's like what's the point finding the items because you don't need them.
There's also, like, shops around town that sell, like, food and stuff.
Yeah.
Useless.
Lower stress
Never bought
that is a
a single
completely
item of
another
food.
useless mechanic. And then food that you can't even use in
Totally
combat,
useless.
which again, fucking useless. Yeah,
Oh, you
exactly.
can
It's
use it
so
out of
stupid.
combat. Like,
It's
okay,
like,
why
yeah,
do I
this
need to
is
use it out of combat? Doesn't make any sense. If I'm not in combat, then I don't need it. Because like so many things take you back to
that's
full
all the
HP
stuff you can
just
use your money
randomly.
on. So they've created this whole economy of nothing. And that's all the rewards for the side quests.
Right. Like if they should have had like weapons, like better weapons for money or something.
Something
Shit,
to
even better
buy.
outfits for money would have been cool. Yeah.
And, like, the city parts of the city's, like, architecture looked alright, you know what I'm saying? Like, the parts of the city looked good. However, the city didn't feel lived in at all. There's, like, maybe 6 or 7 people as you're walking around, and they're all, like, in groups of 3, and then there's, like, a drug addict somewhere, and sometimes there's cars on the road, sometimes they're not.
You know what
It
this game
doesn't look
didn't need
lived in
either?
at
Is
all.
fucking random encounters.
I don't
Come on.
feel that.
Like, half the time you're walking down the fucking street, it's like, "Oh, here's a thug, dude. Oh, here's this," and
No, that's
then it
dope.
activates the timer.
Yeah. And they have like a tiddlywink health bar, literally 2 slashes and they're cooked, and it's like, okay. Let me see I gotta see the end screen to see how I did in
Now here
combat
comes the
after I pressed
10-second
the button
countdown where you
twice
better
to
run
kill him.
away, even though you got into a forced combat situation.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, "Bing, bing, bing."
Yeah,
You can run away and then it doesn't
it's just
put you into
stupid.
the thing, but
Also, when you're trending on Twitter, the messages are all the same. There's, like, 4 messages.
I didn't even clock that.
That's something that's something
Did
that,
not even
like,
that's
stays
so
with you the whole
insignificant.
game, and there's, like, 4 messages of, like, "Wizard spotted," like, hashtag "wizard." It's like there's
Also,
no
lowering your malice
life
should make
in
that
these Twitter
not happen.
posts.
'Cause wouldn't that be the whole point of the fucking malice?
You would think. Well, the malice meter literally only gatekeeps you from
Yeah.
acquiring late game, wizards. That's the only thing it does.
Yeah, but wasn't it described as, like
No, it was
no, that'd
described
be
as something
stupid. Never
else,
mind.
though. It
I'm an
was, like,
idiot.
how people see you. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they could see the aura of your malice, and you can't let your
But, like,
malice
as
go.
you progress through the game, the more, like, ne'er-do-wells appear in the city, the more groups of people that are trying to kill you. 'Cause first it's just, like, bums. Then it's the bums and the cops. Then it's the bums and the cops and members of the guild. And then, like, there's a third other group. There's, like, a 4th group of people
Bullies.
trying to kill you randomly. So, like, eventually it gets to a point where you're like, "Oh, the neighborhood watch."
And then the guild have their own
Wow.
police with the
That went
fucking
nowhere.
dudes with the eyes.
That thing.
No.
Did you guys feel sad when that
I
chick's
also
mom
I also
died?
loved how they introduced basically their
No.
Riku of the game, and then you push them off a cliff.
Oh, dude, no,
Oh.
I was going to
But that was
dude,
kinda
Brad,
peak.
though no, I have a huge talking point about that fucking thing. The only story that they gave to draw you to a character is for the character that they give even less story than anyone else. She comes into your party, like, right away and then just hides in the back the whole time, never says anything ever. You don't need her for any of the important missions. She's never there for the only 2 or 3 characters. She's just there. And then you're 25 hours later, no mention of anything, dude. And you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat the game soon." You just pull up into the forest, and there's just a bunch of malformed goons digging away at the fucking, like, roots of that shit. And you're like, "What?" And she goes, "Mom?" Like, what are we talking about? Like, they called that shit back then? Like, no, none of us cared anymore. They completely bottled that whole thing, dude. Like,
Wait, what do you mean?
uh
They t wait, wait. The mom thing was not a surprise. They sprinkled that in very early in the game.
That's what I'm saying, is they said that immediately, and then they didn't do any of that the whole rest of the game until the very end. They went,
No, every now and then they're like, "Oh man, where's my? I hope my mom's doing well. She's in there. We gotta like do this so that we can go here and try to find where my mom is."
but why do we care about that anymore? Like, they haven't.
I mean,
There's no like
that's
she's
just
not
her. That's just
developed
her. Yeah, that's her only character. It's just her mom.
But
That's like the
you see
only
what I'm saying, though, right?
thing
It's
that
like
exists on her
they can
character.
call back to it as many times as they want, but they need to develop that. Whether make that more important or something I care about, or make her the character, make me feel bad for her when that gets finally revealed that of course her mom's cooked. But don't do nothing and then go, that's the big reveal. Her mom's cooked. It's like, well, yeah, no shit. We knew that from when you mentioned it, episode 2.
Something like that.
I'm sad the hammer chick sucked when I played her.
Did you get the spin ability that has iframes
You know I didn't.
that
Didn't like the blue hair guy,
undoes
did?
the shittiness of the character?
No, I didn't really like anyone. There's characters that I was better with, and there's characters I was worse with.
Yeah, the gun guy I thought was garbage because his base attack does literally nothing, but then his abilities turned out to be the most.
And then you figured out he's the best
game.
because his movement speed's the fastest and you get to play less of the game.
Right. Except, or if you're like me and you traverse through the entire game doing all the side quests and only realized until you were done with about like 80% of the side quests that the game actually has a very fast and convenient
Fast travel, if you will.
travel button.
Imagine if you didn't
that I
tune into
didn't
the stream
see.
that night. You'd still be
Yeah.
playing.
I found that
no, I
early,
didn't
early.
know that existed either. I ain't gonna lie.
It makes the
It doesn't
game
even make the
way
game better.
better.
It makes the
I
game
did a
even
lot of
dumber.
running, bro.
Because now instead of
Yeah.
even like doing anything, you just fast travel from scene to scene, which is stupid as fuck, in my opinion. I basically wasn't even moving anymore. The chapter would start. I'd open the menu, go to where I have to go, and then just keep opening menus until you got to the forest where you have to walk.
What? The game didn't crash. I never fell through the earth.
I think I did get soft.
I never got
locked
soft locked.
once. I did. In a mission going to when that guy first showed the blue guy when he first shows you his fucking little special forest. The game, or it might have been before that. Either way, the game told me to go into the Minimus forest or whatever, and I did, and the quest wouldn't like update until I restarted the game. So I did get soft lock.
There's a portion of this game, I think it's the early 20s, where you gotta fucking find like wanted posters and like other shit. It's like fetch quest shit. I couldn't find these things to save my fucking life, dude. Did you
think
guys just walk
eventually-
through
I
that?
found him.
It eventually gives up and tells you where they are.
I didn't know that.
I didn't get that far.
It wasn't too bad finding them.
I
It took me a
eventually
minute, but then I
found
kind of
them.
realized how they were placing them. They were always like near each other. That was stupid
Right.
though.
In the subway, though, I kind of did troll trying to find them. That one
was
trying to
stupid
find them in
too.
the subway. It took me like 40 years.
The subway took a while. This game's a 5.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There are some other things you've given a 5. Hold on.
That's
You know, I gave it a 5 as
That's
well.
crazy
It's
scores.
just mid. It's just the most
This
mid game,
game-
even feasible.
To me, a 5 is something that, I'm okay that I played, but I wouldn't
This game's a
recommend
1,
anyone
dude.
else. This game, I want my time back.
It's a
If I
1.
knew what the
I-
game
I
was,
wouldn't say it
I
that
would have
bad.
never played it. And I would never recommend this game to anybody for all of the reasons. Like, not a single one am I like, this is redeeming. This game is a 2.5 for me.
I feel like this game,
No,
like,
dude.
this game could have a sequel.
It's
That's
a
not
1.
bad.
What bones?
I think it could.
No, it's coke.
I think the bones are there.
You're saying this game is like I think you gave Kingdom Hearts 1 a 6.
Okay, you just can say that.
So you're saying this
All right, you can squeak me down to a 4, but that's
I'm
as
just-
far as I'm going because I didn't hate my time with the game at all. It was totally fine.
mid is the worst kind of game.
It's just mid. That's all. That's you.
No, I think
Mid is
bad
better.
games are the worst kind of game.
Hold on,
Better than
I
me
would
wanting
rather
to kill
spend
myself playing El
I would rather
Shaddai
spend
or
7
Brave Fencer
hours
Musashi. You make
playing
me wanna
El Shaddai,
Crazy
which
work,
is
dude.
actually
Which
a
is
game I think
crazy.
about once in a while, and spending probably close to 15 on a game that will be fucking evaporated from my memory in 2 months. But this is factual.
No, that's just the difference between us. I would rather play like a 50-hour mid game
That's
than
crazy.
go back to nausea-inducing El Shaddai. They gave me like
How
a
the fuck?
visceral
I mean,
bad
There's no way that El
feeling.
Shaddai is in any way worse than this thing. It
has
actually has
charm.
a story.
There's
It's
better
similar
game. Yeah, it's
combat,
better
but better.
gameplay. It
Like,
fucking
it's literally this game, but better in every
the
way.
true.
That's crazy.
No, well, it's not crazy. It's literally the same thing, but better in every way. It's the story better. It's the same 3D type fighting style. The fighting in El Shaddai is infinitely better than mash and not play
Yeah, but
and
El
like
Shaddai at least
auto
gave me,
parry
a
and
laugh.
infinite.
Yeah, it's just MASH.
No, if you didn't want to explore with the game, it's the same thing with Lunacid. Oh,
Lucid is not in this discussion. That's way better.
I'm just saying that's that like, I all of the Braddo opinions don't come from a place of whimsy or enjoy. It's like I can turn my bot brain on and slog through that, and that's okay for me. And you're not like, oh, but I didn't like that I had to do that. You're like, that's good enough.
I mean, things were happening. I like when I say I didn't hate it, it means like I like
Yeah, but you
you
also said it's
know,
better than Code Vein.
I just
I
think it
don't
was
like
mid.
Code
That's all.
Vein, but that was more of a
No, that's
game.
fine.
Do you think Code Vein's better
I was
overall?
specifically talking about the story. I say, yeah. Well, the Code Vein is a better blueprint of a game for sure. You know, because it's ripping off Dark Souls. Well, the Dark Souls, guess what? It works. So yeah, they didn't do
I think you gave
anything to like
Okami
annihilate.
a 4 or 3, right?
But I will say it was frustrating.
Uh, Okami's
Yeah, okay,
way
so
better
it's
than
similar.
this game. That's crazy.
Like, what are we talking about? You know
I
what I'm
really,
saying? Like,
I would not replay Okami whatsoever.
Like,
no,
if you
and
were
I
gonna
probably wouldn't
recommend
either
a
for a
game to
long time,
somebody
but,
and
like,
your choices were Okami or
objectively,
this,
surely, Bradbo,
no, you're gonna recommend this over Okami?
it would be this?
What?
It's a toss up.
Like, fake. This is fake news. This is
I didn't
rage
either.
baiting on the
Did
podcast.
not
That's
I
not
make
didn't
a
either,
point.
but
that's
it's
not allowed. You can't rage bait on the podcast.
Okami.
Okami was a more frustrating, like white hair experience, but it had like some unspeakable charm that the other game doesn't have. But it like I said, it was just like
yeah, but then I agree with 4 though,
it was
like,
more
so this
baffling.
game's just better because you can fucking brain dead it. That's a horrible reason to say a game's better, though.
Yeah. That's what you think it's. I
It's
don't
like
think it's a
saying
horrible
fucking
reason. You
cook
think it's a horrible reason. I disagree.
that's like
As
being
I said,
like,
it's mid. It's a
Cookie Clicker's
4.
actually
A 4 is
pretty
a 4 and
great
a half.
game.
That
You
is
could
what
just
it is.
fucking turn it on and walk away.
Unironically. I don't know how many hours you think I have in Cookie Clicker, but it's
That's
more than what you think.
Oh, no.
It's a 1. This is my bottom. This might be the worst game I've
The number
played.
goes up, dude. It's sick.
Yep.
This is the worst game you've
No, I
ever
That's
agree.
played.
What do you mean? I
wild.
think
I
1's
don't
the
Worse
lowest
agree with
than
score I've
that
ever
Super
given.
Mario
either.
64.
I'm in the middle.
It
What's worse?
is,
That's
but
insane.
I don't think this is the worst game we've played here. This is not worse than Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthbound. This is not worse than fucking you might think that
hold on.
Baroque
We
is
st-
better than
1
this
will
game.
never talk
I
about
don't
this as a
think
game
so.
again. This game is going to get put into Dark Envoy, which is a game you didn't even remember until I just said it right now. And you did not remember that game until I just brought it up right this
I
second,
picked Dark Envoy.
which is insane. That is the most forgettable game of all time.
Gave
We
that
still
game
talk
a
about
7.
Baroque. 2, you played Baroque wrong, which is fine. We're past it. But I said we could use a guide. You used save
You
states,
can't
which is
beat it right.
gross. Anyway, that's a better game. This game's worse than Recore, and it's worse. Werewolf the Apocalypse is fucking terrible, but it's kind of funny in how fucking bad it is, which makes it like a 2 or a 3. This game's just a 1 because it's fucking nothing. I can't even think of one good thing about the game. You were pulling teeth.
Well, Brabdo, Recore was the worst game for a very long time. I'm
Well,
glad that
because
it's no
Recore at
longer
least
the
had,
worst
like,
game.
I guess, interesting
Somebody. Just
it had more, like, gameplay. I feel like this game barely has gameplay. You picked the worst game, dude.
what can I say?
So what do we at? We got a 1, a 4, a 2.5, and a 5. I'm the one
Yeah, the
giving it the high
4.5.
score. How
You
how do
gotta
I get
rethink what you're
Clarobscure the
doing, man.
lowest score and this game the highest score, dude?
It's not, though, 'cause I
I
feel
think
like
the 5
calling
is
this
a
game
is a
true
decent
mid
score.
is gross. It's not true. It's not, though.
I
This
think
game's
it is
worse than
true.
Spiritfarer. It's just I'm thinking of all these games I've played, it's just worse.
Is it worse than Spiritfarer? 'Cause Spiritfarer has charm, but I don't even know if that's a
I
game
think
'cause you
I think
can't
a game having
there's
0
no, like,
charm is probably
game
the
over
worst thing
screen. You get what I'm
a game
saying?
can do. 'Cause it's like
Probably. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, 'cause even if a game's shit, like, Apocalypse has
There's a
charm 'cause it's like it's so fucking bad that it's like it's almost like, what's that shitty movie? It's just like a shitty B movie, you know? Like Rubber or fucking Thanksgiving. It's fucking garbage, but it's funny in a way. Worst game, dude. See, but the problem is if you pick an actual
Coming up
bad
next,
game, I'll
though, is
probably
the real
find charm
question.
in it. 'Cause even Brave Fencer has charm.
What do we got for low?
Got silence.
Well,
Dude,
and
who's got I think it's time,
th
dude.
then we could put the other games we played this month here then instead. I played Lies of P. Um,
What did I even play? I did a bunch of real world stuff, and I played a little bit of, the Vampire Survivors because Frank was playing it.
Rivals.
yeah, Vampire Survivors is
Rematch.
good.
That's basically all I played. I played 2 matches of that game. That game's
Dude,
trash.
That's
You
a
gotta
game
hit it
that
off the
if you
peak.
top.
think it's not good, it's
That
'cause you're
game
not
is
good at it,
peak,
which is fine.
dude. That is some peak.
That's fine.
You've gotta have a
Yeah,
large
true.
I don't care to be good at a game like that. Yeah.
I wanna be good at Reynatis.
And Frank's trying to get out of
Well,
here,
what's
dude.
your
He's in a
game, Furlow?
rush.
What are we picking?
What's my game, dude? I was back and forth. Dude,
Yeah,
I was back and forth. I'm gonna give a little bit of I was back and forth between pulling us out of the realistic, 3D games into the
Oh.
classic Forlo goofy, something different, cartoony stuff. But I did end up picking a game called
We're going monkey mode, dude.
Enslaved: Odyssey to the
What the
West.
I
Monkeying, dude.
remember hearing about this.
So there are quite a few ways we could play it, whether PS3 or there's a Steam release. I don't know if it actually has anything different, but we'll figure it out. But
A
that is the
portable
game.
game.
$3 on
We're
Steam.
going monkey mode on it. Yeah, it's like $3 on sale on Steam or something like that.
This was a
and
great
then
game from the peak
yeah,
era
we
of the
could emulate it if
2010s.
we wanted to. The OG. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it from like my friends like over a decade ago, but I never ended up playing it. So I wanted to end up giving it a shot. And yeah, hopefully it's
It will be.
better than,
A
you
Ninja
know?
Theory Bandai joint.
But yeah.
Worst game I've ever played.
Alright. We'll see you next month.
Oh, it's horrible.
Dude.
It's mid.
Don't play it.
Any closing statements?
Kingdom Hearts 3 coming up.
Yeah, dude. Can't
You
wait.
can't make me play
no, we
Kingdom
can't.
Hearts 3. You can't. You just simply can't.
I
Dude,
can't,
He's
but Forlo
ineligible
could.
too.
I'm ineligible. I played it too soon.
Yeah, I also played it too soon, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
I refuse to play Kingdom Hearts 3 until 12
Doesn't-
years and 2 months from now.
It doesn't even meet
It's
the
not
whatever
happening.
year eligibility we created,
Thanks waiting as long as we did.
even if you haven't played it since release.
Yeah, well, but ridiculous. All right, that's. I think that's it. I think we did it.
Yeah.